Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about this bird right here on my shoulder. His name is Gizmo, and he's a 26-year-old Siberian macaw. But before we get into it, I want to give a huge thanks to My Right Bird for sponsoring today's video. If you guys haven't heard of My Right Bird already, they are an interactive bird quiz you can take online. It is super fun, and it will tell you what type of bird will make the best pet for you. It just asks you some really simple questions about your lifestyle and what you're looking for in a bird, and it will give you some options of different birds that might fit your lifestyle. And it also gives you some really cool facts about the birds, and also links you to Pet Finder to where you can adopt whatever type of bird it is that you may want to get. So I would highly recommend taking the bird quiz. If you would like to, click the link down in the description. It's really fun, really cute quiz, and it is super easy, so make sure to check it out. And again, thank you My Right Bird for sponsoring today's video. But once again, today's video is about Gizmo. He is, again, a Siberian macaw, which is a miniature macaw. So a lot of macaws are a lot bigger than Gizmo, like blue and gold macaws and hyacinth macaws. A lot of macaws are just really big. They're large birds. But there's also miniature macaws, which are macaws, but they are smaller. So Gizmo is a type of miniature macaw. And my parents got Gizmo 26 years ago, before I was born. Yeah, basically, I just wanted to answer some questions about Gizmo that I get a lot ever since I moved into my own house. I've gotten a lot of questions, one of them being, does Gizmo live with you now? Did you take Gizmo from your parents? People ask me why I took Gizmo from my parents, so I just wanted to answer some of those questions in today's video. So to answer the first question, yes, I did take Gizmo from my parents. Gizmo is now my bird. Gizmo used to just be my parents' bird, but he now belongs to me. And there's a reason for that, which is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. So basically, the whole reason, to sum it up, the short answer is the reason I took Gizmo is because my parents simply don't have the time to spend with Gizmo. We all kind of just agreed that Gizmo would be a lot happier if he moved in with me because I work from home. I'm home pretty much all the time, and I have a lot of time to spend with my birds. So I wanted to socialize Gizmo, get him a lot more comfortable with being handled by people and being around people, and I just figured he would be a lot happier in my home. And it's nothing against my parents. They both work full-time jobs and they just simply don't have the time for Gizmo. If they were at home all the time, I'm sure they would spend time with Gizmo, but they are simply just too busy. And a lot of you guys might be asking, why did they get Gizmo in the first place then? And to answer that question, again, my parents got Gizmo 26 years ago. Back then, they did have time to spend with him. My mom spent a lot of time with Gizmo when they first got him. But once my parents had kids, they just simply didn't have as much time to spend with Gizmo. And over time, Gizmo started to become a little bit less trusting of people. Growing up, I was always afraid of Gizmo. I never handled him. I would go to the cage and talk to him a little bit once in a while. But overall, I just didn't really have any desire to try to handle him. He would always lunge at me when I walked by the cage. If I ever tried to put my hand anywhere near him, he would try to bite me, which might be surprising to you guys now because he is so comfortable with me now. But that's, again, because a lot of socializing and whatnot. And the whole reason why I wanted to make a whole video about this is because I want to emphasize how important it is to make sure you have the time for a bird before you purchase it. And you shouldn't only be thinking about if you have time to spend with your bird now, but you need to take its lifespan into consideration. That's something that my parents should have taken into consideration when they got him. But the thing about that is 26 years ago, the internet wasn't a thing. If you wanted to research about different pets you were getting, it was really, really difficult because you kind of had to go to the pet store and get a book or a care guide from the pet store, or you had to ask questions to a breeder or ask questions to pet store employees. And I think we all know how I feel about trusting pet store employees wholeheartedly for pet care advice because they simply, nothing against them, but a lot of the time they just aren't properly trained on all different types of animals. I think my parents went to the store that sold birds and they just probably asked the people at the store some questions about birds, but I don't think they really understood at the time what exactly they were getting themselves into. But now, luckily, in 2018, we have the internet. And the internet is an amazing resource because you can literally look up anything you want and learn about it in minutes. So It's so important to do your research before you get a pet bird. You need to figure out what exactly that bird needs, figure out how long it's gonna live, and make sure you have the time to spend with it. But overall, the whole reason why I ended up with Gizmo was because down the road, my parents just ended up having less and less time to spend with him. And luckily, I work from home, I'm here all the time, and I get to spend a lot of time with him. And like I said before, Gizmo used to not like me at all. But just from spending time with him, sitting by his cage, talking to him, having him around our main living space, and just being around him a lot, he's learned to trust me a lot more. And now he gets excited when I walk by the cage. He starts bopping his head around, he talks to me. Hello. Up. Good bird. Hi, Gizmo. Hello, Gizzy. As you guys can see, Gizmo went on my shoulder. He came out of his cage from my hand, which is insane because he would never, ever in a million years do that before. And now he just comes up right on my hand. Isn't that right, Gizmo? Pretty bird. Hello, Gizzy. We're best friends, right? We're best friends now. Yeah? He doesn't really like the camera, so he's like a little bit upset right now, but he's usually really happy. Another thing that's a huge deal is Gizmo lets me pet him. Like, I used to not be able to touch him, and now he lets me pet him. Like, do you see this? When I'm walking to my bedroom, I walk past his cage and he says goodnight to me. I think that's the cutest thing ever, and he only says it at nighttime. Birds are so intelligent, and they are also a huge commitment. They require a lot of one-on-one time. So this video is my message to you guys. Anyone who's looking into getting a bird or you think you want a bird, please make sure that you have the time to spend with it for the entirety of its lifetime, because birds live a long time. It's not like getting a dog that lives 10 years. It's not getting a hamster that's only gonna live a few years. It is getting an animal that's going to live probably a good chunk of your own lifetime, 20 years, 30 years, 50, 60, 70 years. So it's a huge commitment. And although my parents didn't have all the proper resources to research what they were getting themselves into by buying a parrot, we have the resources now. So whether you want to look up YouTube videos or just go on parrot forums, or you want to call a breeder or people who you trust that are knowledgeable about parrots and talk to them. There are so many resources out there. And by the way, by making this video, I'm definitely not trying to scare anyone out of getting a bird. I think they make amazing pets. They are so intelligent, so fun to have. You just need to make sure that you're giving them the proper care and the proper time that they require, because they really only make good pets if you have the time for them. And the reason for that is because if you don't spend enough time with your bird, if you just leave it in its cage all day and you ignore it, it's going to lose trust in you, and it will probably start to be a little bit more aggressive, and it just won't be a pleasant animal to have around. I get a lot of questions about people asking, oh, my bird hates me. How do I get my bird to like me? And my bird bites, my bird doesn't let me take him out of the cage. And it's so hard to answer what it takes to get your bird to be a nice bird, because every bird is different. Every bird has its own different, unique personality. So my only answer really is to be patient, and it takes time, and don't stop trying. You just need to spend a lot of time with your bird. You can sit by the bird cage while you're doing homework or working on your computer or doing whatever. Sit by the bird cage, spend a lot of time around your bird, even if you're not necessarily interacting with them directly. Just being around them a lot will make them more comfortable with you. And with that being said, you also do want to talk to them. I guess that's basically all I wanted to say for today's video. Once again, a huge thanks to My Right Bird for sponsoring. Make sure to click the link down below and take the bird quiz. It's super fun, and it's a really good resource for kind of getting the ball rolling on finding the right bird for you. I need to end this video before Gizmo nibbles my ear off. Stop. Stop. Stop, Gizmo. Stop it. Stop. Stop that, Gizmo. Stop it. You bird, you bird. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or you enjoyed it. Click the links down below to follow me on my social media and subscribe to my vlog channel. And I will see you guys in my next video.